we'll go ahead and begin looking at these Fusion 360 extensions. As we get into this, as Ashley mentioned, you can type your questions into the chat panel. I'll answer those as we get to the end. We're going to take a look at the capabilities of the extensions. Allow you to customize your work experience and bring your workflows to the next level. There are 8 different extensions that we're going to look at. Just kind of an overview of these 8. The additive build extension allows us to auto-orient, support, slice, and simulate models to be 3D printed with a metal powder bed fusion machine. The generative design extension allows us to explore design solutions with an AI-based tool that helps us reduce weight, improve product performance, and explore material reduction. The machining extension gives us advanced manufacturing tools, including 3 to 5 axis strategies, tool path optimization, and process automation. The manage extension gives us some document management controls, allows us to execute change orders, release management, automate part numbering, and we've got some bill of material management within the manage extension. The additional extensions that are available currently, the nesting and fabrication extension, where we can create optimized and associative multi-sheet layouts for automation of sheet metal and non-sheet metal parts. The product design extension allows us to automate complex geometry to enhance the performance and aesthetics of our products. Signal integrity extension, managing our PCB designs, managing the electromagnetic performance by controlling the impedance at every critical transmission line. And finally, the simulation extension gives us additional tools for structural analysis, thermal, explicit, and injection molding simulations. So I'm going to dig deeper into each one of these. Just a little bit of information about the additive build extension. It allows us to unlock more additive manufacturing technologies in Fusion 360 using metal powder bed machines to produce lighter, stronger, better performing parts while reducing material waste and cost. We're going to be able to select from the most popular metal additive 3D printers to configure Fusion 360's manufacturer workspace for our process. Identify the ideal orientation for parts to minimize support material while achieving the best surface quality and a successful print. And connect our design data directly to manufacturing relatively seamlessly. Set up manufacturing once, let Fusion update as needed when the design changes. And then finally, simulate the metal additive manufacturing process to compensate for part distortion and reduce build failures. The generative design extension helps us discover ideas beyond the reach of human capacity. We can explore unlimited ideas and optimize designs for specific materials and manufacturing techniques with the Fusion 360 generative design extension. Explore ideas using manufacturing process-aware AI to expand design solutions quickly, increase product design confidence by meeting weight, manufacturing, performance, and cost criteria, and unearth options for part consolidation, material reduction, sustainable designs, and cost comparisons. The machining extension is a cost option that unlocks more CAM capabilities inside of Fusion 360, enabling you to make better use of the 5-axis CNC machinery and produce higher quality parts. Automate your CNC machining workflows to reduce programming time, remove repetitive tasks, and reduce errors. Unlock advanced machining strategies to improve your performance and your CNC machines and produce higher quality parts, as well as get more flexible access to advanced CAM technology when you need it, where you need it, unlocking innovative technology that pays for itself in weeks. Change management within the Manage extension allows us to unlock more data management functionality and manage design changes at any stage of production with just the click of a button using pre-built workflows. With complete visibility and digital approval, you can focus on innovation and not administration. Capture, notify, and approve, and view the full history of a design as changes come about, release and track the latest approved data to stakeholders using a pre-configured workflow. And also we have the ability to assign unique ID to each design to help ensure accurate traceability of products throughout the life cycle. We can unlock advanced nesting and fabrication capabilities to create optimized and associative multi-sheet layouts for sheet metal and non-sheet metal parts in preparation for cutting on CNC machines. Nesting and fabrication extension allows us to optimize material yield with automatic detection of material thickness and part quantity. We can generate setups, toolpaths, and NC codes directly within the nesting and fabrication extension and create customizable reports, nest parts from multiple documents, as well as specify part rotation and constraints. The Fusion 360 product design extension is a set of advanced 3D design and modeling tools that enable an automated approach to creating complex product designs, improve product performance, and prepare your designs for manufacturing with intelligent feature settings and guidance. We can enhance the performance and aesthetics of products with advanced tool setups that help us easily create the complex geometry, focus more time on function and aesthetics of the products with specialized tools that increase 3D modeling efficiency and accelerate the design change process, as well as improve performance with intelligent design strategies that better prepare 3D designs for shop floor with manufacturing aware capabilities. The Signal Integrity extension powered by ANSYS enables designers to analyze PCB design electromagnetic performance, mitigate impedance mismatches and coupled geometry issues to improve design performance and compliance, as well as speed up the development cycle and lower physical testing costs. Help ensure your high-speed design capabilities meet the design specs and are compliant with industry standards. Improve product development process by mitigating electromagnetic performance issues in the design phase, and minimize costly physical PCB testing and board respins by virtualizing your design electromagnetic performance right in Canvas. And then finally, the simulation extension gives us improved product performance with access to an assortment of simulation capabilities, including structural, thermal, explicit, and injection molding manufacturability. Simulate what we need when we need it with an access of wide range of advanced FEA simulation capabilities that utilize trusted solvers from mature simulation software. Simplify and revise our simulation CAD models and simulation studies to modify and compare designs without the need to export the models. Detect and visualize moldability and predicted part quality of your injection molded plastic parts and benefit from design change recommendations before you finalize your designs. These are the kind of overviews, if you will, of each of the extensions. Wanted to give a quick overview of how do we get to these extensions. First, we need to know that many of them have a 14-day free trial. So you can get in, use the tools, play with the tools, understand them just a little bit before you decide to purchase those. Those extensions or those trials are available for the machining extension, product design extension, simulation extension, nesting and fabrication extensions, as well as additive build and generative design. You can get to the extensions from the Autodesk website, Fusion 360 extensions. We'll see here in just a minute. We can get to them in Canvas if we're working directly in Fusion 360 on the application bar and the extensions button. We can access those, and also within your Autodesk account, we can access those, and certainly. For pricing and additional access information, you can reach out to your Hagerman account team or support or whatever you need to get access to those. Once you have access, there are some tools to assist in understanding how the extensions work. We've got the integrated learning panel. This is right in the Fusion 360 interface. We'll look at that here in just a minute. There's some getting started options, as well as guidance and my learning that are built right into this. And then there's some additional learning under the self-paced learning options. You can see the link there, and we'll take a look at how to get to those from the interface in just a minute. As well as the product documentation, the Fusion help pages. We can see those. Additionally, we obviously have new user training for Fusion 360, and we can develop customized training if we want to get into specific training about the extensions themselves, and we're happy to do that. So let's take a look at what this looks like directly in Fusion. I've got something pulled up here, and we're going to begin. I'm actually going to change my workspace just a minute and go to the design workspace. Let's look at how do we get to these extensions. So on the right-hand side of the application bar at the top, we can see the little plug icon here. That's the extensions. We can pull that up, and that gives us this brief overview that we've just looked at. You can go in and select any one of these. Let's do this one right here, the product design extension. This comes in, gives us a little video about the capabilities, and then some additional videos about each of the different tools and how those tools are used. We see a little bit of information about costing or access options here, as well as getting access to the free trial. And once you click that free trial, it's immediately available. There's nothing to install. You may have to restart the software itself, but it's just immediately there. Going back and looking at some of these, you can see a couple that I've got active already. The machining extension, as well as the manage extension. And just to show what does it look like when you have those in your interface. For instance, the manage extension gives me a couple of tools. I can assign a part number. I can go through, and I've got some quick release and release with change order options here. Some of that additional information is relative to those Fusion team sites. And if I were to open this up on the web, let's go ahead and pull that up just a minute. This gives me access to that team site. I can go in and grab one of these items, look at the item number, its life cycle state, and we can work through, changing the life cycle state. We can see some of the design references and the related data, components that are involved if this were an assembly, some of the properties that are involved, just additional information that is through the team site. So anybody with access to that team site can get that latest information. You can see easily who's got access to this. We can tell that I've got that open right now. just on that Fusion team site. Beyond that, I'm going to go into the manufacturing site. You saw that I had the manufacturing extension loaded. Not a lot of additional information. There's nothing glaring that says, oh, you've got this extension. There are a couple of different things that I would see differently. The multi-axis is part of that. There's some additional 3D tools that are part of that. You can go in and look to see what's involved going through the help system. And I'm going to do this just a little bit backwards here. First, the product documentation. So if I go in and I go into Fusion's help, I can come into the extensions and I can look at each of these individually. If I go, for instance, to that machining extension, it tells me here's what's included. Hole recognition, steep and shallow, 3+2. You can see all of the different tools that are right here that are included within that particular extension. Same thing with the manage extension, gives you some information about what that actually does. So simply enough, that again was under help, learning and documentation, and then product documentation. That just gets you, like I said, to the Fusion help. Here you can also get to self-paced learning. And within this, we can go to the Fusion extensions and see some additional videos, some additional understanding. We can start that learning process here, generative design, so on and so forth, and go through, get some understanding of these tools. And then finally, you can leave this on or turn it off. This is the learning panel itself. So we've got this. Notice that I've got a get started tool, and this allows us to get in and let teams know how we want to get started and then get some suggestions. We've got some guidance for setting things up here, as well as some My Learning. Now, not every tab has the My Learning option. So if I go to turning, it's not quite there. You can get to some of those through some of those videos that we saw, and the self-paced learning and the product documentation. I'm not going to demonstrate these. I want to encourage you to go in and get the trials. Try some of these out. I've actually gone through a trial of generative design. It is an extremely cool tool that allows us to come up with ideas that just you don't normally think of. And then we can also put in, well, how is this going to be manufactured, whether it is going to be an additive build or whether it's going to be machined, or what materials are involved. A really neat tool, and I would highly recommend getting the trial and testing that out. Watch through some of those videos before you do that, so that you can get an idea of what you want to do. That's really all that I wanted to show in Canvas at this point. If we want to get into specific, demonstrations and how things work, that's better done offline. We can set up a time to do a demo, whether it's with me or with one of the other guys here. We will gladly set that up. Let's see here. Let's go back into our slideshow just a minute. So our training offers, I mentioned the Fusion 360 new user class. This is our typical 3-day class. It's discussion, demonstration, hands-on learning or application. You can see some of the topics that we cover. We get into just starting out with the interface and working with sketches, and then different features, parameters, the history of the design, as well as getting into documenting the design and drawings, and how to set those drawings up. We can. It's a really neat class. It's enjoyable to teach. It's enjoyable to go through. There's a lot of really interesting functions that are just in the basic offering for Fusion 360. As we mentioned, we can get into custom classes for the extensions, for the CNC work, for simulation, whichever work you want to get into. We want to throw out our document management system and simulation processes. We've done a number of these implementations over the years, literally thousands, hundreds. We've got access to a variety of solutions, and we'll happily discuss the Autodesk Vault benefits, as well as some additional tools. Hagerman has developed some connection tools that go along with the document management solutions to bring out some additional capabilities, and we're happy to discuss those. I went through that really quickly. This is where we get to the point of questions here. I'll pop that questions panel open, and let's see here. How do you find within 360 whether the particular CNC machine we use is compatible with 360? I will show you what I know, Paul. It's fortunately we have some guys that are much smarter than I am with the CAM side. Some of the tools, and I believe it is this action here. We can generate code, post-process, and most of these codes, depending on what you have, if the machine that you have is not listed, we can get that customized. We can work with our support team, or our CAD team, I should say, to help get that customized. There are some machine libraries here that you can see, so you can go in, and these are kind of default. I have not loaded up a bunch of the different machines, so there's a number that are out there, as well as a post library that's out there. So yeah, we can typically get you the help that you need for most machines, I'll say. Our CAD team is not on this particular one with me, or our CAM team, I should say, is not on this particular webinar with me. But if you have deeper discussion or deeper questions, we can get you those answers. Just reply and let us know, and we'll gladly do that. Any other questions at this point? Not seeing anything come through. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go early today. I hope you gleaned some information, and hopefully the desire to get into these extensions. If you do have questions later, do not hesitate to reach out to the support team, support@hagerman.com. We'll be glad to answer those. Get you a demonstration, whatever it is that you need. Thank you very much. Ashley, I think I'm turning it back to you.
Okay, thanks, Kevin, for the presentation. Thank you all for attending. If you do think of additional questions, you can reply to that confirmation or reminder email you received from GoToWebinar, and we can get those to Kevin or your sales rep to get your questions answered. Once again, a short survey will pop up as we close down, and we thank you for filling that out for us. Also, look out for the email tomorrow, which will contain a link for the recording of the presentation. Thanks for attending, and have a great day, everyone.